Hello, and welcome to Point of View, where we give students a place to listen, learn, and lean in. I'm your host, Jonah Chadwin, and today we'll be talking about the preparation process for homecoming. Students all around the country enjoy homecoming, cheering at the football game, going out to eat, and dancing with friends for an exciting evening. At Northview, our celebrations start a week beforehand, as we participate in dress-up days and lunch activities. But for some students and teachers, the homecoming experience starts weeks beforehand, as they have to decorate hallways, brainstorm a theme, and put in all the other work required to make homecoming happen. Student council and its advisors play a large role, starting plans for homecoming right as school begins.
Hi, my name is Jaya Lee, and I'm currently a senior, and I'm also the student council treasurer. We started planning, or we just started talking about homecoming the week after student council got elected, so in May. So it was a lot of time that we had to spend just planning stuff. Even in the summer, we met, and even in August, we started meeting with the entire student council.
They organize everything from homecoming court to decorations to Spirit Week and everything in between.
So student council plays a really major part in homecoming because we're sort of the ones who have to plan all the important stuff. First we have to think about a theme that everyone will like, and we have to think of decorations to match that theme. We have to plan a homecoming court and including how many people are getting nominated, the breakfast and the dinner they're eating, the tents, everything for that, because we're sort of the ones who have to make sure that everything is going right.
Student council works hard for the entire school to enjoy the dance as well as the week beforehand, where they come up with ideas for lunch activities and dress-up days.
I think definitely the most difficult part is just trying to figure out something that everyone will like, and including the lunch activities. We wanted to make some new stuff, and the dress-up days. I think so, yeah, just trying to fit everyone's wants, and also just trying to figure out the best interest for all the student council. This year, I really liked the ideas, but it's also the whole student council needs to agree on only 5, and that's hard because there's so many ideas, because a lot of student council, we have a lot of creative people, so it's we have to agree on only 5. But I think the 5 we chose this year are pretty good, and they're pretty new and original.
They connect with local businesses and manage the budget for the event.
This year it's for homecoming court, the breakfast was from another Broken Egg Cafe, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. And so we're the ones who have to personally go to the restaurant and or talk with the manager and see what food options there are, and then order it all. And then for me, since I'm treasurer, I have to sign all the requisition forms that are just asking the school to get the money for all the decorations, and it's the school who provides all of the funding. And it's us who has to figure out how to budget it and how to get the best item for the best price.
The advisors guide the student council throughout the whole process and handle other parts of homecoming, like the pep rally.
So the advisors are Mr. Rollin and Miss Evans this year. They are just in charge of making sure that we're doing everything correctly. They're the ones who are sending all the requisition forms to the front office, who tell us and guide us what we need to do and how we should lead, sort of, and inform us about upcoming events that we need to be aware of. I think the most rewarding part is definitely hearing that people really like the idea and want to go to homecoming, obviously, because we spend so much time planning it. I remember when Sophia's the homecoming theme video got released on Instagram, I saw a lot of positive comments, and that just really motivated me to work harder on student council and just plan more stuff that everyone will like.
One of the most anticipated elements of homecoming is the hallway decorations. Class council advisors and members contribute greatly to filling the halls with beautiful work.
Hi, I'm Cesara. I am a sophomore, and I'm an officer on the class council.
Hi, my name is Porvi Iyer. I am a class council officer in this 12th grade.
The class councils for each grade organize volunteers for the decorating process.
We start around 3 weeks before the all the paintings have to be up. One of the first things we do is meet up and then plan and strategize what kind of ideas that we want to be putting into our work. And then after that, we go into like cutting, measuring paper, and then from there we kind of gather people to get started on drawing and then painting.
So my specific role as an officer in setting up homecoming is really the organizational aspect of things, getting everyone together and designating roles, designating panels, and bringing it together as a whole.
I'd say the most difficult part is we have a lot of people that come to help, so kind of distributing the work and making sure everyone's staying on task and giving everyone a task to do that they're also happy with is kind of the hard part. But I think it's all worth it and everyone has a good time doing it, so.
I would probably say the most difficult part in setting up homecoming is really bringing everyone together and getting maximum participation. Especially as seniors, it's really hard with applications and everything as many of the students are busy. So we've kind of had to overcome this barrier slowly. And one way we've done this is really emphasizing to seniors that this is our last year and this is our final homecoming. So this is very, very important to us.
They hope for students to enjoy the process and admire their work.
The most rewarding part is definitely the end result of like seeing it all come together, like after sketching, and even now we've already started painting and I can kind of see it coming together. So I'm really excited for the end result. I think that's definitely like seeing all the murals put up is going to be the most rewarding. The sophomores are taking on sci-fi films. Yeah, some movies we're doing are like Black Panther, Iron Man, Back to the Future, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Snowpiercer, and Big Hero 6, Krish 3. There's a good variety, I think. We try to choose.
As the senior class, we have fantasy, and I think that's a very fun theme because there are a multitude of ways you can go about executing this theme. You can do Disney. I know we're doing a Studio Ghibli panel, and we're focusing really on the characters.
The class councils also work to set up for Spirit Week beforehand. The advisors for class council guide the students and handle the budget and materials.
So this is Mrs. Roach, and I am the sponsor of the 9th grade class council, here to talk a little bit about what goes into homecoming. So my role for setting up for homecoming with the class council kids, we are mostly responsible for the hallway decorations. So that involves getting our kids kind of together and deciding what, based on the theme, like what decorations are going to draw, having the students get artists to show up for the days after school, get the painting done, and then putting it all together and up on the hallways in the time we have for homecoming week. So we have the spirit as kids are walking around the school. The other thing we also help out with for student council is helping get students for the lunch competitions during the homecoming week. So usually there's like an eating contest and usually some sort of karaoke, singing, costume. So our students also help in recruiting fellow class members to sign up for those lunch competitions. So for setting up the hallway decorations, as the sponsors, since we have to be in charge of the money, we get the supplies, and then the kids are in charge of making everything, but we as the teacher sponsor do get the supplies because we have to work with the bookkeeper for school policy to get the requisition and the purchasing and all of that done. So the school, we kind of provide the supplies, the kids provide the artistic talent. So it varies year to year depending on when homecoming is, on how early we start to plan. So this year we had maybe, I think it was about 3 weeks, something like that. I kind of forget. It's been a blur of time right now. And I know usually the freshmen are at a slight disadvantage in that because typically those students aren't chosen until the beginning of the school year, where the other class council kids are, created at the end of the school year before. They still have the experience of knowing what it is. So freshmen kind of usually are a little disadvantaged, but over the years, and this group especially this year, have been great on coming together and getting the artist in and coming after school and getting everything done. So we're looking in good shape for this year. I think the most rewarding is seeing the kids excited about their artwork and seeing it all come together. And it's great just walking up and down the halls like homecoming week. I think it really makes it feel like homecoming week when you can walk around the halls and see all the decorations. So I think that's the most rewarding part, is after, although, weeks of painting and everything, is kind of seeing it all come together.
Artists play another huge role, providing the creativity and manpower for decorations.
Hi, my name is Jordan. I'm a junior this year, and I'm an artist doing the homecoming decorations.
Hello, I'm Audrey. I am an artist and I'm decorating the homecoming hallways this year. After school, this year as seniors, there's less people working on the pieces, so it's a lot more chill. It's like you take your shoes off, you can like walk over the papers, everybody's painting together. It's fun.
They brainstorm ideas to fit the theme and get to enjoy creative freedom.
So our theme this year was action films. I think we had a little bit of trouble deciding on what movies to do like at the beginning, because we were trying to pick movies that wouldn't tie into the sophomore or the seniors themes, fantasy and sci-fi. But we decided on a couple of really great movies, and I think what we decided to do was create like movie posters and then paste some things onto like black paper and make things look really cool. I think the theme this year is really great because it gives everyone a chance to like create art that's diverse, and it kind of applies to everyone's interests, and then it gives us a chance to be diverse. Like we've been trying to pick movies that are culturally diverse.
It has like a lot of variety that you can choose from, so I think people won't be like disappointed if it's too specific and they can't do what they want. I like fantasy as our theme. I wish the freshmen could have gotten comedy or like documentaries or something.
Artists from each grade stay after school and pour their efforts into drawing and painting decorations to fit their theme.
The theme that we chose is fantasy because we all believe that there was a lot to incorporate and a lot of our childhood memories to include. And so we thought fantasy was the most inclusive theme. So for each of our panels, we have 4 walls. We're going to do 2 Studio Ghibli themed panels, and we're also going to do 2 Disney themed panels, one Snow White and one like the Disney Castle and a lot of other important characters like Tinkerbell. I'm currently working on getting the panels taped onto the walls. That's a lot of work, and we're trying to cut it because this year there's a lot of rules regarding like where to put the panels and like how many blocks down we need to put it. So since this is our last day doing homecoming decorations, we want to make everything look great. I think that it's been truly a ride, but it's been a lot planning and designing and drawing, but overall I'd say it's a really beneficial experience because I've got to meet a lot of amazing seniors in my grade, talk to them, and let them showcase their artistic talents. This would not have been made possible if it weren't for all the seniors in our grade who have helped out.
The student council and class council meetings, the budgeting, the volunteer forums, and the hours spent outside of school culminate into a week of entertaining events and a memorable night out with friends. Let's appreciate the work our peers and teachers put into this event and enjoy each homecoming to come. This concludes our episode. Thank you so much for listening. For a transcript of this episode, head to the Point of View tab on our website, nhsmetro.org, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at NHS Point of View for updates and new episodes. I'm Jonah, and this has been Point of View.